And let's get right on into it. Top left, our Red Zerg player. He's from Korea. It is Dongregu.
And in the bottom right, representing the Maturino team, it's NightMare. Makes sense that Maturino does have a venture into Starcraft 2, as Starcraft is actually the biggest game on their platform, I think, in regards to like the amount of events hosted. Which makes sense, because there's a lot of Starcraft 2 cups.
So not wrong. All right, Ye Old Pro Block is up. Every Zerg player in the world is used to that by now. Just throws up their second base at the third base location, and it's not a big deal. It's annoying. There's nothing you can really do to stop it. Back home, gateway opening from NightMare. Not trying to go for a crazy Nexus first play. Not going for that greed. Just playing it standard. Might get a mothership here.
Yeah, I'd be down to see it. Something like that. NightMare did go for that in game number 2, I want to say. The one that he dropped to Scarlet. As the Stalkers didn't do too well against the Lings and Roaches, but there was intent to use the mothership. So he gets brownie points for that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if someone's not going for 4 Nexuses before 3 minutes, I'm kind of lost at this point. I've been spoiled.
I'm gonna try that on ladder one of these games, one of these days.
Yes.
In fact, I might
Please report.
Play a little bit tonight. Like, oh yes. Although I guess I can't queue into it because we don't have the maps live on ladder, sadly.
Quite tragic.
Hit
Definitely.
someone up in custom games and be like, hey, you know, or message some random guy on my friends list, hey, you want to play some customs? Yeah, let's try one of these new maps.
Dump them out on Black Lotus.
Go for Nexus first, then quit or destroy him, leave the game, refuse to play him again.
One-0. Lifetime. Alright. So Dongregu's third base is awesome now. Again, everything's fine. Oracle on the way from the NightMare.
Yeah, the Oracles are pretty darn good. NightMare got a lot of damage done to Scarlet in some of the games with them. So he shows that he's got some really good aspects of his control with those Oracles. Other aspects, it looks like there's still a little bit of room for improvement. And we'll really get to see that as this best of 7 goes on.
Oracle flying in, engaging. There are 3 queens.
Yeah,
look, you got 2 drones.
Around.
Oh, what was that? Miscontrol.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, you do not mess with 3 queens if you're an Oracle. I'm sorry. 2 queens is bad enough. That was really, really well defended, and definitely a mistake there from NightMare. Got another Oracle on the way, but it kind of lets the wind out of your sails. If you lose 1 Oracle and you're making more, it's like, oh, we restarted the clock here. So now we're back up to 1 Oracle instead of 2.
Yeah, it's a bit depressing.
Yep, 3 queens ready, and 3 more queens. Get out of there.
Yeah, really good positioning from DRG on those queens, showing he is up to stuff today.
Yeah, that is the best way to deal with Oracles is queen positioning. If you can keep them from getting anywhere near your
100%.
drone, yeah.
Like, if you watch the best Zergs, like Raynor and Serral, Their queens are moving to where the oracle's going to come in before the oracle's even really seen. They're just that good.
It's insane. And then, there you go. Queen's not quite in perfect position there, but that's all right.
Yeah, good move by NightMare. Really going behind the queens. Maybe not something DRG was expecting, and that helps pay him back a little bit for that oracle that died earlier. This Overlord was stubbornly refusing to get into the safe spot, but oracles show up, so it'll die regardless. What were the disruptor changes?
Ooh, let's pull it up. Supply cost increased from 3 to 4. Model scale reduced by 9%. Radius increased from 0.5 to 0.625. Okay, so basically they said it's currently hard to tell which disruptors have purification nova available when multiples are clumped together, as the models intersect with each other. And then the goal of the supply cost increasing is to reduce the potential of mass disruptor armies, while still allowing Protoss players to use disruptors as a strong mid-game and late-game tool.
So they made, like, how does making them smaller, though, make them stand out more? Or did they make them bigger?
Don't know.
Because, like, yeah, that is one change that I'm not a fan of. Just because, like, at my skill level, trying to target down disruptors before all your units die to them is impossible.
Yeah, certainly is.
And now they've made that harder.
Yeah, we'll see. Lurker Den on the way here from Dongregu. Got an infestation pit popping here soon, too. Hydra's on the way. Yeah, disruptors, little baby disruptors here. Oh, that one's going to die.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh. No, it will.
Will it, though?
Yep.
Will it, though? Oh, the Wundling kills.
Wow, 5 force fields to keep that disruptor alive, and it wasn't enough. That's amazing.
NightMare's mistake right there was not popping battery overcharge on the spot.
So there's that muscular augments upgrade in the production tab. That's range and that's speed.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. So yeah, Hydroling Bane, Hive on the way too. Lurker Den is done, so it's going to be some kind of Hydra Lurker shenaniganry here with Banelings with that centrifugal hooks upgrade coming in next. So Dongregu planning on being aggressive here. It's a really strong comp that he's going for right now.
Yeah, it is, and the Zerg max on Hydras is always scary. That being said, we're going to get to see how big these new Novas are, because, like, the size increases, I get the feeling, is pretty significant. Like, what was it? They were increased from 0.5 to 0.65? Okay, carrier starting to be produced, but the mothership is now being prioritized by the Protoss player, which may just be eagerness in the new patch, or maybe it's really good. Who knows?
Yeah, carriers, mothership, all sorts of great stuff coming in. Dongregu says, I've seen this show before.
Oh, there's the disruptor. How big is this cannon going to be? Oh, it goes the wrong way!
Oh, makes connections on nothing. Almost has a friendly fire shot there.
Okay,
there's more disruptors where the... Oh, solid hit. And Dongregu says, ow, backs out. Bunch of his lings get caught by a stasis up that way. This is buying time for carriers to pop out along with the mothership. More carriers, as we already have a couple out on the field.
Yeah, Golden Aura really showing the strength of how it's a defensive map. Like, there's ramps up pretty much every attacking position except this one from the north, but it's very well defended here by NightMare. We may see, well, we will see at this point, the Banelings not one-shotting probes potentially. So that +2 is done, working on +3. Does +3 make them one-shot probes?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not that big of a change.
Nope, not really. Force fields up. Bailing's trying to make connections on these cannons, shield batteries, the clumped up stalkers, probes retreating. Force fields keeping these lings from getting too much damage done in there. Hydras, right? They do focus down one of the carriers, but this mothership providing that cloak.
Yeah, he didn't target the Overseer, though. It's just been giving full vision. Like, he had the one carrier attack it, but he did not target it. And he loses the Nexus partly as a result, which is a big hit there. Like, I think DRG would have had to retreat there had he just sectioned off a few stalkers to shoot that one Overseer.
Yeah, 100%. If that Overseer was dead, I think DRG immediately retreats from that position. That was brutal, but he's back. He's fine. He's at 85 workers, and he's on 5 bases, and he's in full Zerg Swarm right now.
Yeah, DRG is totally fine. NightMare is the player trying to hang on. He's got that fourth base rebuilding, and Nova goes out. These disruptors are safe with that battery keeping them alive, although one may die, but there's a battery overcharge being popped. Keep them going, and it does keep them going.
It does. Those adrenal lings, man, they will pop down your shield battery hard. Hydras get caught all in a time warp down there. Oh, that disruptor stays alive because the lings got F2'd out of there, I think. Dude, I think the lings could have easily taken down a disruptor for the cost of maybe 3 or 4 lings, which is totally worth it. Those lings are coming out of stasis. Nova connection, couple, pretty good dodge there. More Overseers have joined the party. It's an absolute bloodbath right now. As that disruptor finally gets targeted down by those adrenal lings, Zealots aren't going to stand here either. Lings up that way get cleaned out by the carrier army. Army value is 94 to 85 in favor of NightMare. He's got his 4th base back, but DRG is just pumping Hydras and Lings as fast as he can. That mothership's also very injured. Got to be careful with that.
Hydras and Lings really lose their efficiency. If that mothership does go down, he was not careful enough with that. But we have seen NightMare build up quite a strong force at this point in the game. After weathering the attacks of DRG, he's now moving in for the counter. And Nova's get some decent connections, actually some pretty good connections as all 3 connect there. The Zerg had a bit of a surround, but a couple of Archons actually dealt with a large portion of it, and it just doesn't look like DRG has enough here.
No, he's down 60 to 40 army supplies, making 10 more Hydras, 18 more Lings.
Yeah,
the Hydras are doing all right, but no, NightMare comes out on top in game 1 with a carrier hybrid army.
GG.
Well, I mean, that was cool stuff. Mothership did seem extremely important, both in the defense there and in the counterattack. This is kind of awesome. I kind of like seeing motherships.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed seeing that. The fact that we're seeing like time warps at like the 10-minute mark is just wonderful.
Yeah, very weird. We did not see that very much at all. So GG, man. NightMare's looking fantastic. I mean, that was a legit. That was not a I did a timing attack and you didn't scout me, so you died play. That was a legitimate macro play against LaughNgamez, who had a pretty good comp against what NightMare was doing, and he was able to win. Good hold. Losing that 4th base was disastrous, but coming back and winning even after losing the 4th base, that's crazy. That's really impressive stuff here from NightMare.
Yeah, really good build up. Awesome to see. I'm just waiting on the next map pick by DRG.
And then we'll hop right on in there once we're ready to go. But yeah, this is fun. I hope they keep the mothership change. I think it's awesome. Get to see motherships earlier and more consistently.
Okay, it's going to be Delta as the next map, which is actually, I should say the full map. Yeah, Site Delta.
Yeah, let's make sure we get the right name, because
you got to be careful with it. There's like a bunch of maps from different authors, from some of them older and stuff, and lots of Starcraft maps. Lots of reused words in the names.
Yeah, when you do a search in all of the Starcraft maps out there, you're searching a huge number. The times have changed. There really didn't used to be that many.
Okay. We have got NightMare into the game with DRG 2, so we're ready to go. We'll see if the sort of newcomer is able to extend his lead.
Yeah, I'm liking what we're seeing from NightMare so far. He's looked really good in these PvZs. Thanks to Haldy101 for using the coupon code to throw some more money into the players' coffers today, increasing that prize pool that goes directly to the players, not to us.
Yeah, thank you so much. In the bottom right, it's DRG.
And in the top left, it's NightMare. He has been a couple different Zerg players in NightMare today, that's for sure.
Oh, he said it.
That's right. Gotta do it. Gotta do it if he's winning.
It's a shame Dream isn't playing at the minute.
I
I believe we did have a
be
match
great.
between the two in a couple instances. Maybe not in a Freaker World, but in like the GSL or something. That was fantastic. Do you remember that that mod series? I think it was done by Husky, but they had some very cool mods that were made for it that like buildings
Imba
could
League.
move and stuff. Imba League, that was it.
Yeah, that's still out there in the arcade. There's a couple Imba League maps out there. There's one option that makes overlords explode like banelings when they die,
Oh my gosh.
and just like rain down destruction upon anything that they're above when they die. It is chaos.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'll have
Yeah.
I'll have to look into playing that again because that was a blast. I
There's
just
an-
was thinking of it because when you said buildings couldn't blink, I'm like, can't they?
That's right. Yeah, one of them, like, pylons and cannons can move. There's one where every unit can cliff jump.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So you got Lings cliff jumping into your base. It's insane. It's crazy.
Ultraless cliff jumping into your base. That would be something.
Yep. It's one where battle cruisers shoot banelings. Like, it's just all nothing but crazy, crazy ideas. Very fun.
Okay, so we see these lings coming in, chasing away this probe. Twilight Council on the way for NightMare. He has opened up with one Adept and then into a Stalker, so presumably we'll see a Blink play. DRG has the habit of putting his overlords on hold position in the wrong spot, it seems, but he reacts quickly and fixes it.
Yeah, he's got a little safe area to pull back to. No big deal. And resonating glaze, not actually blink.
Ooh.
Okay. NightMare says, how greedy are you, DRG? Can I take advantage of your potential Zerg greed today?
Yeah, he has shown us that he's willing to use Adepts in a couple of these maps. And
He just checked the gas with that
oh,
overlord.
good eye.
Yeah.
He checked both of them?
I don't know if he got deep enough. I think he only got the one.
Yeah, he's going in again, and he will see. That's actually a humongous scout. We did not see that at all from Scarlet. Whereas DRG is really looking sharp today. I mean, he lost the last map, but he's doing what he needs to. Scouting out right now. He's got the Baneling Nest really close to completion, and he'll be able to fire those up to deal with the Lings.
Yeah, he's completely stopped droning at this point. 37 workers, continuing Queen Ling production. Baneling Nest finishing up now. 10 more Lings added. Spore on the way. He's going to be in a much better position to handle this than we saw in the first series, in the first PvZ with NightMare.
I love DRG sending a few lings across the map to deny the third base. So now that he's got that delay, he can really, really, really focus on this aggression that's coming his way, make sure he'll defend it. He even forces Pylon back at home, kills the Stalker. That's really nice. Turns out Stalkers aren't too good against lings. However, Adepts are. But look at that.
He's oh! Anybody make it home in that recall? I don't know. Maybe
I
one,
think
two.
But like 4 died to those Banelings. And look at that. A transition is totally forced, but DRG held that seamlessly. Now, he did hurt his economy a lot to hold it, but he held it. And now he can drone like mad. Third base is going up. That's a lot of lings coming in, however. And oh, they're looking for those adepts. They're gonna find them, get the wraparound on a lot of them, start dealing damage, and this is a lot of trouble for NightMare.
He has to shade out of there. Third base is canceled. Dongray. Gorgeous. Gorgeous stuff here. Yeah, so he's 3-basing it, droning up. Colossus for the first time today.
Yeah, were they changed at all or no?
No, nothing about Colossus at all.
Okay, so this could force NightMare's hand to just go all in for a 2-base, and he may have some success, but he does fire up the third.
I mean, knock on wood there, huh? Dongray is going to be hunting for that thing for sure. Roachworn on the way from the Zerg player. Banelings. Yeah, I mean, not giving the Banelings that health boost doesn't really seem to be affecting, well, I guess, this early stage when Centrifugal Hooks isn't around anyway. That's fair. But yeah, I mean, just throwing up drone after drone after drone here. 65 workers for Dongray. Getting a 4th base down to the south at about a 6 o'clock position. These adepts get caught out and killed. This is just free damage that Dongray is finding, and NightMare is kind of getting picked apart right now. Yeah, he's at 65. Ah, man, I was going to say he's going to stop droning, but he just threw up 4 more drones. Getting Centrifugal Hooks, getting Glial Reconstitution. So I don't know if he's going to try to kill NightMare here or just try to defend, keep it out expanding him, max out, and then just kind of overwhelm from there. I guess we'll have to find out. Disruptors being added and double Stargate getting fired up from NightMare. It's like, you know, that carrier mothership thing was pretty good for me in game 1. Let's not rush there, but let's get there eventually after we've got Disruptors and Colossus out to deal with this incoming attack. Maybe Colossus would have been better for me in game 1 than the Disruptors were. I guess we'll have to find out.
Hey, some fancy Colossus micro. A lot of work for not exactly massive results. Okay. I'm a big fan of the Disruptors at this point. I mean, Zerg units are very clumpy. So, the fact that the radius is a little bigger is showing pretty good for NightMare. He's down in supply by quite a large amount, though. So he's got to play it real safe.
Yeah, when behind Dark Shrine, NightMare is tossing up that Dark Shrine like his life depends upon it. Alright, Dark Shrine warping in. Let's see if we get any Dark Templar here, if that's just maybe for Archons. Alright, pushing in. Disruptor shots come out. Pretty good split. Running. Oh! Okay, those are two great connections.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that one was sick. Uh-oh. How much shield battery juggling can you do? The disruptors are all surrounded, all taking hits. The banelings don't want to crash on them necessarily, but
oh yeah. That is still a lot of damage getting done by DRG, and his supply lead really showing. Massacring those probes, and 80 supply now to 160, so it's going to have to be a lot of fancy micro from NightMare.
Yeah, he's going to lose this Nexus, no question about it. And the Swarm, some of them make it away alive, which is always bad for the Protoss. GG. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if removing that health bonus from speed banelings is really making all that much of a difference. It sure seems like Zerg players are okay, making them in huge numbers and getting a lot of work done with them regardless.
Yeah, definitely. Not too big of a change. Like I'm honestly more focused on the disruptor change. Like he's clearly getting an extra couple of units than he would have in the previous patch, tossing out those Novas. I know he got rolled from that game, but the opening was unsuccessful. So okay.
Looks like we're on Oceanborn for game number 3 here.
Oceanborn.
Oceanborn.
Is this the one with the big fish?
I imagine so.
Yeah, thanks so much to everyone for hitting up that Matcherino and using the contribute button. You can do that still. Even after the event is finished, use that claim code option. It adds a couple extra dollars to the player's prize pool if we all do it.
Yep. Definitely gonna go ahead and continue to grow here as more and more people use that Matcherino code. Again, you can log into Matcherino using like 9 different things. Blizzard, your Battle.net account will work, right? You can do Twitter, you can do Facebook, Line, Google, Apple. It's nuts. So just go ahead, go to the link, log in with whatever you've got, click the claim code button on the right, and that's it. You're done. You can close the tab. You can close the window. That's it. You have contributed to the prize pool. No money out of your own pocket. And players like NightMare and DRG will appreciate you.
I bet you can't do it before the loading screen finishes.
No, you can't, because it's too fast.
But you should still try. And here we are in the bottom right. He took that last game. It's Dong Regu.
And in the top left, it's NightMare. Team Matcherino. John Solo is requesting a Max Phoenix game.
They weren't changed at all, were they?
No.
Is this what John Solo requests when there's not a Terran to request nukes from?
Maybe. Actually, it's Phoenix who's always asking for the nukes, isn't it?
Oh, right. Pardon me.
John Solo, I don't know that he has any specific requests, but Mass Phoenix.
Okay.
There's that shadow, man.
Oh, man, it's lurking. What if every now and then it just came down and picked up a drone or a probe?
Oh my gosh, I would love that. I would be so happy. I like more chaos in games. Would it make me super mad if it happened to me? Yes. I lost the game because that stupid whale picked up my second drone.
Imagine you're in a base race and you got just one drone left. And the monster comes and eats it. Okay, normal expand from both players. Good to see. DRG's scouting in that last game was on point. It allowed him to know that there was the aggression coming, and really the big thing there was to see that there was no third gas from the Protoss.
Yep, totally. Beautiful scout. Nice little Overlord perching spot let him do that. Not every map has those, though.
This map does not.
Nope. That's why Overlord is there, running.
You could also always put it in the left side below. Still see those gases.
That's a good point. That's a great place for one. Stargate.
Yay. Yeah, I really am glad to see NightMare performing well. He's a player who's shown a lot of improvement in the past. But getting better every time we see him, so keep an eye out for him in the GSL and whatnot.
John Solo specifically wants Phoenix Colossus for the ultimate late game composition.
Is it
I feel like Mass Corruptor kind of just crushes that.
Yeah, literally. Like, the ultimate late game composition is like Carriers and High Templar. If you've ever tuned into my stream, which I know you have.
I mean, you're not wrong. Carriers and High Templar with a little Immortal support, maybe? Good times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, at a lower level, it's just one of the most broken compositions.
Yep. Requires a lot of micro on your opponent's side to deal with that. So Dongregu 3 base in it, droning up, Queens on Zave.
Yeah, those queens being produced 3 at a time. Spore Crawler starts up. And it was a Void Ray first by NightMare. Killed the Overlord. Now he's got that Oracle on the way, but keeping DRG guessing maybe a little bit by opening up with that, and guessing he shall keep him. As it's going to be a double Stargate Fleet Beacon play.
Yeah, 426 Fleet Beacon. Loving it.
Was the mothership cost changed, or is that still the same?
Yeah, it's 100 gas and 100 minerals cheaper.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And it's 6 supply cheaper, and its build time was reduced.
Supply cheaper? So it's what, 2
Sorry,
supply now?
2. 2 supply cheaper from 826. They're like, it's free! It's 0 supply!
It's the same supply as a roach.
Yeah. So 6 supply, and build time's reduced from 114 seconds to 79, which is pretty significant too. So yeah, they definitely want you to build motherships.
Yeah, I'll definitely add those in when I'm turtling to my carriers. Oracle comes in, getting a good bit of damage done. 5 drones and then getting out.
That was a sick little run there by that Oracle.
Great Oracle dancing. That's exactly what you want to do to the Zerg if you're building up to carriers. We have seen a lack of scouting from Dongregu, so he's actually just throwing up a Spire before anything else. I mean, he's got the Roachhorn, of course, safety Roachhorn, but I wonder if he's read into this, or if he's planning on going for mutas, that kind of thing.
I mean, I'd rather see Corruptors, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely, but I mean, like, is he just kind of blindly going mutas?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird thing to blindly go, to be honest, in this matchup especially. But I guess you haven't seen any Phoenix yet, so going mutas would not be that dangerous.
Ooh, Oracle gets caught. Nicely done. And that Spire is going to be done in a second. DRG's got the resources to make 8 mutas if he wants.
I'm still feeling Corruptors here, but here's the moment of truth.
Oh,
Spire
there it
done.
is.
Corruptors. Yes.
Good call.
Thank you. It's just my personal bias against mutas. I'm not very good with them, so I don't like to see them.
Oh, yeah. That is so true for every unit I'm bad with. Okay, the random 3-carrier hit squad heading towards the 4th base. DRG is like, what in tarnation? Why are there bees attacking my extractor? One queen gets deleted, 2 queens deleted, 3 queens deleted, and that's a lot of damage. Wow. These carriers are just melting these things. Yeah, carriers weren't changed at all, were they?
No. Transfusing these corruptors? Oh boy. This might just be a GG play right here.
2 go down, that's a big deal. That is like, losing 1 is bad, but losing 2, that's a whole round of production for NightMare.
It slows him down massively. Zerg player takes almost no damage there. Somicron says, I'm great with mutas. That is not true, Somicron. They are hard to use. And I've seen you lose so many mutalisks in our time. Yeah, man. Roach, Corruptor, Missile Attack, Flyer Attack on the way from Dongregu. I like this.
Yeah, I mean, NightMare's getting up more production. He's trying to secure up that 4th base, but DRG's probably not going to let that happen. Like, Roach, Ravager, Corruptor attacks are the end-all when you want to kill a Protoss that's building up or a Terran that's going into battle cruisers. Like, you're able to get so much stuff as Zerg. The Corruptors scale incredibly well early on against the carriers.
Yeah, that space is not happening.
Yeah, this is a tall order for NightMare to defend. He should just cancel that. He does
Cancel.
not.
Oh, he just lets it die. That's a mistake.
And I mean, even if he had the 2 extra carriers, he wouldn't be completely safe, but he'd be closer to that sort of maxed out amount the Protoss wants.
All right, yeah, Dongryu is maxed out. Got that +1 attack on his Corruptors done. The +2 missile attack is done. It's time to go. He's rolling in, being very careful, making sure there's not another base for him to kill, and he's going to engage. That mothership getting sniped down. Tries to get pulled back, but nope, mothership
really good
down.
Time warp, though, before it perishes. Like, awesome time warp. In come Void Rays using Prismatic Alignment, so DRG will be pushed back for minimal air unit losses, just the mothership going down there, and everything else doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, once Prismatic Alignment is up, though, I think the carriers can kind of turn around and swoop back in, as recognized by NightMare, who's now on the retreat. 10 Corruptors at a time in production. NightMare very dangerously trying to retake that 4th base without really that much support.
Yeah, he's gotta, though, just start getting it building, because he needs that base, or he's gonna run out of minerals and gas. He's been producing basically nothing but Void Rays in hopes to hard counter the Corruptors, and he's gonna have a good number to do that. The upgrade's still rolling for him, so I mean, the Void Rays will help him out there. He's getting up cannons and batteries to defend under. The concern is that creep is nearly at the front, and in fact, it's as far as it can go for DRG.
Without a doubt. More Void Rays being added to the mix here. +2 flyer attacks almost done. Dongrigu's just sitting here at 80 workers, continuing to make Roach, Ravager, Corruptor here. Void Ray count, a little intense. A little intense for these Corruptors to be super happy about.
Yeah, but we see DRG doing it all, bringing spores to the front. The Queens can transfuse while this is going on as well. The battery overcharge is helping on the Protoss' side of things. He's got to dodge those corrosive biles, and he is, but the Spore Crawlers and Queens are really piling on here. The Void Rays are being targeted down first. The Queens are actually dealing massive amounts of damage to them, and the move from DRG just to all at once charge forward seems to have been enough.
Yeah, I mean, this base is going to go down again, and Dongregu continues to just enjoy his amazing economy back home. Another carrier goes down. That's the dead Nexus for the 2nd time. He's countering with something over there on the right side of the map. A Zealot.
A Zealot.
Yeah, okay. Probably not going to win the game for him.
Probably not, no. And NightMare was close to hitting that critical Protoss mass in which the Zerg can't break, really no matter what. But DRG, his attack was incredibly well executed. His choice to make the Queens still was huge for him, like bringing in more and more Queens
Yeah, the
even at this point in the
transfuses in the
game,
anti-air.
yeah, yeah, and the spores, like, the corruptors alone would have been shredded by the void rays, but the queens completely counter them. And NightMare is still fighting this out, but there we go, GG, DRG.
All right, DRG takes the 2-1 early series lead here in this best-of-7 finals. He's on his way to his very first ever Africa World victory, which I'm sure he has had marked on his calendar ever since he was told he was going to be in this one. So,
yeah, big
very, very well executed. Yeah, read what was going on and just kind of shut it down. Which, I mean, to say it that way is very simplistic, but hard to do, hard to execute, and he did. Very, very nicely done. All right, we're going to try to get into our next map here between these two players. I'm going to read something from the changelog that I haven't read yet. Let's see. Viper consume damage reduced from 200 to 150. So there will be fewer Zergs killing their own hatcheries with Vipers.
Ah, come on. Starcraft just babies everyone nowadays.
I know. Ever since they gave the basic attack to the High Templar, I was like, all right, well...
I was so against that. I was so against the Protoss Observer change, too. Like, if a Protoss is bad and F2's their observers, they should be punished.
And then they did it for the Overseer, too.
Yeah, exactly.
For Zerg. They're like, Zerg needs some babying as well. Here we go.
Where's my +10 range vision supply depots?
You might as well toss those out.
The supply depots with the hats should get +10 range. I'm going to suggest that to the balance committee. +10 sight range. It's taller, so it should be able to see further.
Yeah, I agree. That's how sight works. I'm not even being sarcastic. That's true. They should have an email address. They should be like,
if they had an email address.
We welcome balance suggestions from the community. That'd be like the worst thing they could ever do, but they should have one anyway.
The guy on the BattleNet forums would crack his fingers and be like, "All right, let's get writing. I got some ideas."
10,000 word missive about all the broken things in StarCraft
that are all completely fine.
Yeah, and it's all only from like one race's perspective too. It's like only Protoss complaints.
One bronze player that just builds void rays. He's like, okay, let me tell you, wired roaches in the game, they don't even shoot up. It's unfair to Zerg. They can't kill my void rays, so just delete them.
Bottom left of Solaris is DRG.
And in the top right, it's NightMare.
Solaris, which is, it means sun. So where's the sun? What are we sunny about here exactly?
That's a good question.
I guess we're on an island of some kind. So it's very sunny by default.
Maybe it used to be sunny.
Hmm.
There's lots of ruins and stuff.
There are advertisements on this map?
Oh, there is, because it's the Team Liquid map contest. Ah, I forgot.
Hey, Monster's not paying us anything. Get out of here.
In fact,
get out of here. No free ads.
I expect a free case of Monster to be dropped over at my house right now.
Oh man, they're everywhere, aren't they?
Compensation.
Yes. Me too. I expect you to find out where we live. We're not going to tell you.
Nope,
all right.
That's the challenge.
Yep. And if you don't, we'll sue you for breach of contract.
That is one of those things. Just send invoices to random big companies and see if they get paid.
All right, Don Regu, what are our plans this game? You know what I want to see?
What do you want to see, Falcon?
I want to see Swarm Host. Nidus.
Yeah, that would be cool. They didn't change those at all, did they?
No. Lurker, Infestor, Spire, Viper, Broodlord, Overlord, Ultralisk, Hydralisk, Baneling. Like, so many things, but not the Swarm Host.
Yeah, I'd say my biggest concerns as far as things being too strong in the patch. We haven't seen Broodlords, but I'd love to see them.
Yeah,
Just,
certainly.
just because I'm very wary about any unit that has free units being tweaked. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, made the Broodlings worse while giving the Broodlord itself better acceleration
oh
and
yeah, they're
speed.
way quicker now, I think. So,
Yeah.
and then of
I
course
don't
with
know.
like the ghost nerfs alongside
Yep.
that, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd still be very loath to build Broodlords against a Terran who knows how to use Ghost.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll never forget. I think that might have been the last time I made Broodlords. It was after they changed the Thor to give them that single target attack
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
that
great.
outranges Broodlords, and I was like, oh, all my Broodlords are dead. That's
get,
not fun.
You get some Thors and Hellbats, and you can just move into a bunch of Broodlords. It's great.
Uh-huh.
Then you teleport all your
Hey.
BCs on them as they retreat.
Oh, yeah. GG.
DTs.
Uh-huh. I mean, when behind Dark Shrine, that's what they always say.
It is.
Warp Prism, Dark Shrine, all the ingredients to really make Dongregu get annoyed.
Yeah, look at this. DRG is uncertain of what's coming his way. The Prism is going to try and thread the gap, but it runs right into one of the Overlords. That's unfortunate.
I mean, he doesn't know it's DTs, but he knows it's something. So he stops making drones. He's throwing up more lings. Baneling Nest is on the way.
No Spore yet.
Oh, dude, you can't skip the Spore.
Never skip Spore Day.
Oh,
there
he just
they
fired
go.
2 up.
20 seconds to go.
They really build quickly.
Yeah, I think they got to target down
he
the
knows.
Spore.
Look at that. He knows.
He's going to
He's
try and body block.
circling
Target
up the
Spore.
Spore.
Target the Spore.
He can't. The lings are setting up a circle of life around it.
It's the circle of life, and the DTs get chased away. Beautiful defense by DRG.
Wow. Who needs spores before the 4.5 minute mark, honestly?
DRG is such a good Zerg. Like, I know he doesn't have the most amazing results in tournaments these days, but he clearly is still at an incredibly high level of play.
Oh, and then NightMare goes into the old standby of 2 Archons and a War Prism harass, which was like in every PvZ for a year and a half and then went away. Oh, well, that base is canceled. On the other side, Archons are trying to get stuff done.
Turns out not having an Oracle leads to problems.
Sure does. So that Queen got sniped. Nexus canceled on the other side. 2 pylons down. NightMare is not supply blocked. But these Queens out.
NightMare. He targets down the Spore and then he warps into DT. That is so smart.
Transfuses are good. He's just giving up on his 3rd hatch.
Wow, that is a totally good trade for the Protoss if he can get the 3rd of the Zerg.
He's thinking about it, but it's only 2 Archons. Like, they do good damage against buildings, but...
Oh,
gosh.
he loses one. He tries to target the other Spore, but it does not work out, and that is very bad.
Yeah, it's 58 to 48 workers, 3 bases to 2 bases. NightMare's trying to get a 3rd base up on the low ground on the other side of the map, but I get the feeling a bunch of lings are on the way across to maybe try to say something about that, and yeah, there they go. Lings are going to check the previous 3rd base location, see nothing, and then probably check... Yeah. They're heading up there. But Zealots and Archons shove away that number of lings. They do pull back. 3rd base is probably going to finish here from NightMare.
Yeah, it should do, but is he too far behind economically, so he's got to attack right now?
God,
Wait, are
feels
those
like it.
acceleration zones? Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah. Kind of weird, though, with a giant, like, temple in the middle.
Okay, in goes NightMare, not wasting any more time. He's got 3 Archons and a bunch of Zealots. The Zealots are actually getting good face time on the Roaches and Queens, and this is looking like a pretty lethal attack. He might have caught DRG just in time to prevent the Zerg from consolidating, and GG, he salvages it and ties it up.
Wow. I thought once he'd lost his 3rd base and he couldn't kill Dongregu's 3rd, he was toast, but no. There was a window there where he's able to get on in.
That was a real narrow window.
Yes. Because that worker discrepancy was big. It was a 2-basing Protoss, never a happy place to be past the 10-minute mark. But he didn't let it get to the 10-minute mark, so that was awesome. So it ties up the series. Good stuff so far. Still want to see Broodlords at some point, but
Oh,
we're
I'd
doing
love
alright.
to see them, yeah. I don't know if DRG's our guy, though.
Yeah, his playstyle right now definitely doesn't seem to be interested in super duper late game. Looks like we are on our Ocean Man map again. Oceanborn. Which reminds me of Dragonborn, but with oceans. So it's some kind of a fish person, if I had to guess what's going on here.
Okay, we are finding out what maps have been done and what maps have not been.
Yeah, looks like NightMare just wants a quick rundown, or Dongregu wants a quick rundown of what maps are available as we get
Okay, I
deeper into
believe
the best
those
of
are the
7.
3. Okay, Hectate will be our map.
All right.
Oh, okay, dokie. Hecate. It's not. Yeah, it's not
Hecate. It's not Hec. It's not Hec. Yeah, it's not Hectate. It's Hecate. Pretty sure hectate is a unit of measurement.
Okay. One of these players needs 2 more maps to bring it home, to bring home the doubled prize pool, thanks to our kind Matcherino contributors.
Yeah, Phoenix of War and Somicron really coming through this week.
You guys are the best. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. Hit that 1-up button if you haven't already. Get everyone in here watching the finals of this match. The final maps. And, yeah, we have got everyone loaded in. Looks like everyone's ready.
Hectare. Yeah, John Solo. I was thinking of a hectare.
Yeah,
So that's
Hecate.
a unit of measurement. Hecate is the goddess of magic, witchcraft, the night, moon, ghosts, and necromancy.
Oh, that's a
According
wide
to
spread.
the Greek mythology. Yeah, she's got a lot of stuff going on. She's busy. So we're on Hecate, LC. Most often shown holding a pair of torches, a key, snakes, and her dogs.
Oh, dogs. The bottom left. It's Dongregu.
And in the top right, NightMare.
Woo, go NightMare.
All right. So, yeah, we're tied up 2-2 here. Turned it into just a little best of 3. Who can win 2 games first is going to be the winner, rather, of their very first Africa World Invitational, which is super, super exciting.
It is, yeah. Join the elite club.
They're going to print out their trophy and put it in their scrapbook.
We should do that. Send them a picture of a trophy. Here, you can print this out.
Yeah, hang it on your wall.
I mean, that wouldn't be the lamest thing in the world if someone who plays in a lot of online cups did that. This is my online tournament trophy case.
Yeah, or just like buy a bunch of garbage trophies from local trophy places for like $2 each and just be like, this is for this one and this is for this one. You can probably get them to print like Africa World on a trophy for you for like $10.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would do if I was winning big old online tournaments
All right,
like the
guys.
Africa World.
Africa World 200 will mail the winner a trophy.
Yes.
Okay.
What I always ask for in these things is a proxy hatch, but I never get them.
No, I don't think DRG's the guy.
They're the funnest. They're the funnest things in StarCraft for me, though.
He has been fairly aggressive.
Yes.
Do you proxy
Appreciate
hatch
that.
when you play?
Yeah, sometimes. Like, it's the most fun to sneak a proxy hatch inside your opponent's main.
Ooh,
like,
yeah. That was
that's
the
one.
best.
That's the best.
We need bigger mains on these new maps.
Yeah.
You could maybe fit a hatchery in here.
Yeah, along that bottom, that top area down here, I think you totally could. But unfortunately, it requires on your opponent not noticing a drone came into their main base and never...
Yeah.
So, that... You can't really count on that.
Map makers should design the maps so that players are less likely to see a drone sneaking into their base.
Somehow. I don't know exactly how you do that, but yes,
Give drones
agreed.
cloak.
Yes, drones should get cloak. Once a game, you can cloak a drone for 5 seconds. Just to get you inside the opponent's main. You can't do it ever again.
Oracle opening from NightMare this game. DRG, his Oracle defense was pretty good throughout this series.
It has been. Well, some drones here and there, but against an elite Protoss player, you're not going to be perfect.
He did, yeah. He lost like 5 drones to that one Oracle, which was a bit rough, but he still won that game, so... Clearly it was an okay amount to lose. Oracle flying around, runs into the 2 queens, gets 1 drone, 2 drones, and skedaddles on out of there with its life. Grabs a bit of larva. 1 larva to be exact. Oh, maybe you can get that drone? No, not quite. Good reaction by DRG.
Depths in their traditional defensive positions at the 3rd nexus to keep it free of lings as much as they can. Overlord scouts, the Stargate dies for its knowledge. Alright, triple Oracle shenaniganry, swinging deep on in. Creep Tumor, first victim.
Oh, is he going to go for a queen? No, he goes for 2 drones and then runs headfirst into a bunch of other queens.
Loses an Oracle. 3 is so much more powerful than 2.
They really are, but look at this. DRG is planning aggression, though. He fires up a 4th base and a bunch of lings in a baneling nest. That means he wants a lot of larvae to potentially just bring the hammer down, and there go the queens.
Queen walking. Who needs transfuses? We don't. That's what they say.
And apparently they don't sometimes.
Yeah. Alright. Throwing up shield batteries. 4 shield batteries is NightMare. He knows what's coming.
Okay,
he's preparing for the darkness.
Do you think we'll ever see the TL... Or I don't know if you can pull it off. The TLO move in which you build a hatchery and then plant like a tumor or something on it. Oh my gosh, those banelings just crashed into all those buildings. Killed them, not canceled.
The lings pushed the army out of position, and this 3rd base is in trouble.
Yeah, the oracles are zapping a lot of the lings, and there's actually not that many lings left at the minute, but...
Well, 26 are on the way. You'll be fine.
Yeah, 26 more.
Here they come.
Okay, 2 more batteries are building, but yeah, it looks like it might just be too much. Blink is not yet done either. This oracle zapping, it's a little hard out, but the stalkers are falling, and NightMare is in a bit of trouble. Lings are at the 3rd, but there's no units to battle them other than the probes.
Yeah,
It's-
Morlings keep flooding, though.
Yeah, it's just a hairstring amount of lings, though, and there is blink done now. 2 batteries at the third. DRG wants to get those before they can be fully utilized, so he settles for the pylon, and he gets it. Tries to wrap around the stalkers, but that's not going to be an option due to them having blink anymore. NightMare may be able to hold.
Okay, he keeps the third base. DRG might want to stop throwing lings at this problem, but he's got 24 more in progress. He does start a lair and starts droning back up a little bit here. So he says, all right, we killed some drones. We slowed down NightMare a little bit. Didn't kill his third base, which is a problem. But he's going to try to find different avenues of damage to take here. Just swinging around with his lings. He knows he can't frontal attack, but maybe if he drags the army one way and then swings in another way, he can get something done.
Yeah, maybe, just maybe. So DRG, I mean, he's got the lings to play with, being at 56. And got the +1 armor on the way as well, which will benefit all units down the line, but more importantly, the lings just right now. NightMare goes for the very wise decision of going for a Templar Archives. Archons are incredible against lings. We actually see the lings come in and target an Assimilator, which is pretty much all they get due to the great force field and stasis ward. DRG droning like mad. He's got +2 melee on the way. He's got his +1 carapace done. He's firing up a lot more lings, but you gotta feel a little bit vulnerable as the Zerg at this point.
Yeah, anytime you threw like 60 lings at a problem and didn't fix the problem, you're just feeling gross. You're feeling behind economically, behind technologically. This whole thing is just a bad idea. Yeah, DRG is not pleased about where he is, but I mean, NightMare just kind of holding out. He's not countering at all. He's not really getting a fourth base. He's just so worried about these lings.
As he should be. Lings now coming in for a wraparound. Some of the stalkers have already used their blink. There's the rest of them using their blink, and DRG is going to get this fourth base canceled, and I think he's going to kill all these stalkers.
No, another blink, but now they're pinned without a blink, and now they die.
Yeah, there's an Archon and some Zealots coming in, which should push these lings back, but that was a lot of dead stalkers and a fourth base shutdown by DRG.
Yeah, probes dying here too. Not a million, but 6 probes down still matters. DRG at 77 workers, NightMare's only at 66. This is, I don't know. This reminds me of kind of a playstyle we used to see back in the mid-2010s, where especially Europeans are just really active with lings for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But didn't really follow it up with anything, and if the game went too long, they just sort of died. So, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, you gotta be a really good Zerg to make the Massling style work, and DRG does seem to be pulling it off so far, really keeping NightMare pinned. He's got a lot of Banelings moving in that are gonna almost run into some Archons, so he really pulls those away. Lings now desperately want to get into that natural, but that Stalker is holding the door.
Beautifully. He's been there doing that job for a while now. Has not let a single ling inside.
Yeah, if DRG could maybe get the Banelings to crash onto that Stalker and then break into the natural, that would potentially be a play.
It's an Ultralisk Cavern.
Ooh, okay. I love it.
Cheaper Ultra is on the way. Archons, shield batteries, trying to keep him alive. One dies.
Oh my gosh, you know you have a lot of lings when you're engaging pure Archon.
Yeah.
Banelings roll in, they kill off a lot of probes, a lot of sentries. And
Banelings are like, there are no good targets here. Run.
Yeah, but that was a lot of damage done. 20 dead probes. The trade was decent. As the ling upgrades keep on rolling, I mean, DRG is going to have 2-2 on the lings. He's going to have adrenal glands soon, and +3 is on the way, so he's going to have an insane melee army.
Yeah, these lings don't have adrenal yet, but they're cleaning up those zealots anyway. Adrenal finishing would be hugely important for these lings. But suddenly kind of falling apart here. He's got the Ultralisk Cavern, doesn't have enough money to really make Ultras.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine, though, as he does clean this up. He forces the Archon to recall. And what does NightMare have at home? The answer is he's got 8 Zealots, 1 Archon, 1 Stalker, 4 Oracles, and a High Templar. trying to save this third base, but against the now adrenal glanded out Lings, there's no hope.
All right, 126 to 106 supply. Dongrigu is up in every measurable metric, and Ultralisk is on the way. Chitinous plating getting researched here as well. And even with the cheaper cost of the Ultras, you can really only afford one at a time right now. Doesn't have a second gas that is natural. What's that all about?
That is, that's the Ling lifestyle. NightMare attempting a 5th base. I mean, because he's just been losing Nexus nonstop, so he cancels that one. So all his eggs are in this one basket. He's got cannons and Archons to defend this, so it should be safe. But in a minute, he's going to have to contend with 5 Ultralisk.
Yeah, they don't build that quickly, but when they pop, they're pretty strong here in this particular situation. I mean, no Immortals at all is really going to be tough.
Yeah, DRG is just getting up his 5th base, as he did have that one killed by the Zealots, but I don't think this game's going to go that long, to be honest. In come these Immortals with their high upgrades. The Archons are okay, but they're not great. There needs to be a battery overcharge, but we're not seeing that out of NightMare. Where is it? It must have already been used or be on cooldown. It's on cooldown, so there we have it. GG.
And Dongrigu ends up 1 game closer and 1 game away from winning his very first Freako World. Excellent, excellent game out of him. And the Ultras were the clincher.
GG.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the trick, too. You just... no Immortals at all. And Ultralisks show up and you're kind of like, ah, yes, well.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yep.
If you're Zerg and you just rely on those Lings, you can eventually get to those Ultras. It takes a long time to get there, but eventually you can.
100%. Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, I look at that and I'm like, oh, I'm inspired. I can play this style. It's like, no, you can't. You are not Dongrigu. You'll get stuck on Lings, not do enough damage with them, and then you'll get murdered before your Ultralisk Cavern is done. I am not speaking through experience at all here. Nope.
Okay, our next map is going to be Black Lotus.
By far the weirdest map.
And probably Protoss favorite, if I had to guess. So, this could be a good one for NightMare to bring it back. Yeah, this has been, so far, anyway, a quicker Freako World. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning in to this one. We do these roughly every 2 weeks, so make sure to check out Falcon Paladin and I on YouTube, on Twitter. Get notified whenever the next one of these is.
Yep, Twitter's the place to be. Or, you know, whatever they're calling it these days.
X.
Yep.
Which is just a horrible rebranding, but if
It is.
If you pay $40 billion for a company, I guess you can do what you want.
You can. It's funny because I read a thing that said Elon wanted to rename PayPal as X when he was there.
Yeah.
So he's just wanted to name a company X for a very long time and never been allowed to.
And based off what he's named his kid, he definitely likes that letter.
That's an excellent point. That is good evidence. Yeah. So, I mean, should anyone be surprised?
Probably.
I guess we shouldn't.
And then we look at, you know, SpaceX.
Right. Right. Huh.
But I mean, like, SpaceX kind of works for, like, X for exploration.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I concur.
Yeah, who cares? It's Dongrigu.
And then it's NightMare.
Yeah, they may not be billionaires by the end of winning this cup, but they'll be one step closer, as this prize pool has been generously increased by those Matcherino contributions and using of the free coupon code, which adds to the prize pool for free for these players. We use it every event, so make it a habit of hitting that up.
It just takes 2 seconds, and again, you can log into Matcherino using every under the entire sun.
Do you think NightMare watched Estrella's game?
I don't know.
Based off how he's walling so far, he is. He did. I think if you're doing this as NightMare, if you're copying Estrella's build, which he very well may be, the one change I want to see is for him to make the third base at the fourth, because DRG won't scout it.
Probably right.
Do it, NightMare. Go to the fourth. Oh, he's building it at the third. Or is he? It's just a pylon for now. And then a cyber core. So he's not triple nexusing.
Not yet.
See, like Estrella, he had gone for the Nexus before the cyber core and the Zealot. I think, anyway. It was greedy.
Somicron corrects me and says that back in the day, Elon made a bank website called X.com, which merged with another company and then was rebranded PayPal.
Oh.
Okay. So, I mean, the same principle, though. He's just always loved X since the beginning of time.
No quick third from NightMare, sadly. He goes for a sentry behind this.
Zealot working away on these rocks. He can get there. It doesn't take too long.
No, it does not.
Oh,
Sentry
is
beam.
he attacking? Oh, it's just going. It's
Just
clipping
bugging
through the
out.
ground. Looks like he's attacking his own cyber core. Funny.
You don't see too many bugs like that in StarCraft.
No. No, Sentry beam clipping stuff is pretty normal, I feel like.
Okay. Third base, 2 queens on the way for Dongray Gu. NightMare has smartly set a scout to all of his rocks, so he will make sure those are defended. I mean, not that it matters if they're broken right away, as DRG has to bring drones to work on them too.
Which is why dropping which was buffed is a good idea on this map. Just drop.
Yeah,
Just
or
load
Nidus.
everybody up, fly across, and win.
Prism gonna secure this Overlord kill. The other Overlord is potentially in danger. It has not been spotted by NightMare, however.
See, Protoss has a warp prism. That's basically drops.
Yeah.
It is drops. Come on, Dongray Gu.
NightMare's got a third on the way. Observer following this up so he can clear a little bit of creep potentially with his stalkers and his prism. Ooh, I like the Colossus. The Colossus and the prism really could harass from the low ground.
Yeah, there are some good spots for it on this map for sure. Fourth base on the way from Dongray Gu. Rochorn finishing up, Lair finishing up. Or Prism trying to find some shenanigans. Creep spread's good. Ling and Queen positioning pretty good.
Yeah, stalkers unload, but it is just 2 of them, so no drone kills. There's that 4th building for DRG. He really seems unbothered by the map. He's just kind of doing his thing, and he's actually going to go for a Spire, which... Is it Mutas? Is it Corruptors?
In this situation, you know what? I'm feeling Mutas here.
Yeah.
It's just a feeling, though.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of what he goes for, DRG is going to have to contend with an attack coming from NightMare, and it's probably going to be heading his way as there's 6 gateways building at a time. He's getting a +1 as Blink is about to finish up. This is going to be coming towards a nice Colossus Blink timing attack.
pretty strong stuff. Overseer goes through, gets a nice scout off for sure.
Oh, and then NightMare starts up 2 Stargates after this, so he's planning a follow-up, but seems a little preemptive if he is going to attack. But I guess he's not.
Yeah, it's going to be a fleet beacon on the follow, without a doubt. That's what we've been seeing today.
Turns out queens are pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Colossus do like no damage to them, so that helps.
Yeah.
It is Mutas.
Hey.
Look at me, 2 for 2 today.
Look at that. Well done.
Wow.
Knows your Zerg stuff.
I guess. All right, Muta control from Dongrigu, infinitely better than anybody at my level of StarCraft will ever hope to attain. Let's go.
Okay,
He's not going to lose them unnecessarily, that's for sure. Ah, okay, yeah. Here we go. Okay, Blink Stalker's in. 18 Lings, more Mutas coming in here.
Yeah, the Mutas are just going to counterattack. I mean, this was spotted by NightMare, and was he preempting this by going for the double Stargate? Because now he's got Phoenix on the way.
Ah, ha, ha, ha. Look at that. Phoenix.
More.
See, this
dying.
Oh, but they don't have the range upgrade. It's a little bit more difficult to micro there, but loses a hatch on the other side of the map. Bad news, Bears. The Mutas just really don't want to engage with that many Blink Stalkers, but they'll keep coming in and sniping probes down.
Yes, they will. And I mean, NightMare's only at 60 workers, well, 58 actually, so even worse than 60. The Zerg army actually can't get out of here till it's broke the rock, so that's kind of delaying DRG a little bit. He's potentially looking to make a big ground attack with the Mutas and the Lings. Roach is
But
going
then there's minerals in the way.
Oh my god, that's such a pain.
Yup. Where are the drones going? Drones!
To this base.
Oh, okay, sure. Fine.
Mutas engaging Stalkers. It looks like NightMare is waiting till he builds up enough Phoenix to engage this, and he's got 5 now, going up to 7, so eventually the Mutas for DRG will just fall off completely.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there we go. There's the counter to that. Corruptors to add some bulkiness against that.
Yeah, +1 flyer finishing up. He is committing to this air thing, and the fleet beacon for NightMare just finished warping in. Yeah, he's getting Phoenix. It's not like he's just getting picked apart here entirely. That is tough Muta micro. Oh, the fleet beacon's for an Ion Pulse Crystal. So he just wants his Phoenix to have the range upgrade, which really outclasses the Mutas at that point.
Yeah, I don't blame him when you're building this many. I really would like to see that +1 attack, though, as well. If you're committing to this many Phoenixes, it helps against the Corruptors a ton. It helps against the Mutas, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Phoenix are one of those 2-attack units.
Yeah.
So they really benefit from the attack upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, DRG macroing up, so is NightMare. It's like the Cybercore is under a lot of pressure due to these Corruptors zoning out the Phoenix. The Zerg's now working away on these rocks, but will be pushed back. Losing that Cybercore is a big blow, as it does delay the +1 that NightMare had started.
How's it going, Caster Muse? Yeah, but look at this range. That pink range is insane. If you're microing well enough, even Corruptors start falling to this. Woof! Dude, where's John Solo? John Solo!
Yeah, he did actually request this.
He did. He's asking for it. He got his Colossus and he's got his Phoenix. What more do you want?
Yeah, DRG just keeps making these air units. Will he eventually go for a greater spire and show us those new Broodlords?
Not until the Phoenix Ball's gone, no. Archon's getting added into the mix here. That Phoenix fleet is massive. And they are whittling through this armor of the Corruptor with the upgrades they've got. This is Sky Zerg all the way, though.
It is. You don't see this too much from Zerg these days. I love it. The main base very exposed right now. I mean, there's a cannon and a battery in there, but those should go down pretty easily. Oh, the cyber core gets found again, so that's another upgrade denial.
Yeah, denied air weapons level 1, which is really important here, considering how much air Dong Regu is going. He's trying to win this thing with Sky Zerg. I don't know how I feel about this. He's trying to win it with style, I guess.
Yeah, DRG is investing in a lot of spine crawlers to defend his bases from harassment. I mean, I like that, but... Oh, look at this. He's really just trying to bully the Protoss player and trading out as he does. The trades haven't been amazing, but they haven't been horrible either. He's actually picking off a lot of the Phoenix with the Corruptors. He's going to dive on some of the Archons with the Mutas, and that is a good trade as far as Mutas against Archons go, but he does get pushed away. And look at that. Every time the Corruptors turn, they pick off one of those Phoenix. 13 Phoenix have died to 22 Mutas and 6 Corruptors.
This is crazy. I keep waiting him for to be like, okay, fine, I'll add something else, but it's just Mutas and Corruptors all day.
Yeah, DRG is an old school Zerg. He definitely likes his Mutas.
An Ion Pulse Crystal range is just so good. NightMare expanding up that right side, knows he needs to keep pace, adding in carriers here, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of Corruptors already to deal with those.
I was gonna say, I just don't know that carriers are what you want here. More Phoenix seems fine. Archons are really good too. If you showed up on the other side of the map with this Phoenix army with like 10 Archons underneath,
yeah,
I don't know what Dong Regu does.
That's what I'm thinking, right? Like,
yeah.
It's so odd that we haven't seen anything else from DRG. Like, sometimes Zergs even go for mass lings with this to balance it to mineral gas. He's going for an infestation pit, so we may potentially see infestors to fungal these Phoenix down.
That would be awesome.
But yeah, look at that ground army. Against
yeah, if NightMare
much.
stops defending and just goes on the attack, I think he's in a great spot.
Okay, Muta's flying around, forcing the Protoss to reposition constantly, being a big pain, targeting down those cannons like they're nothing. Even gets a carrier.
Yeah, just so much concentrated firepower in here.
Yeah, he may be able to start getting the Nexus at some point.
I mean, if any Archon gets anywhere near this ball, it's like every Muta's gonna die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a glass cannon.
But it's the splash damage, right? The single target stuff not nearly as good. Working on +2 flyer carapace, shield upgrades coming in from NightMare, and 3 more carriers at a time. And again, I'm just not convinced that carriers are the way forward here. Yeah, Muta's trying to take down that Nexus, but the full fury of the Protoss army shows up to shut that down. Yeah, I mean, APMs are nuts. They're routinely over 600 for both players here when they're engaged. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, very, very high APM from both of these guys. Observer gets picked off. The Mutas are still flying around. NightMare has built a nice cannon battery wall in his main base. Now researching Psystorm, that could help him out, but there we go, a Nexus falls. Second Spire's on the way for the Zerg, that's probably for a greater Spire. DRG probably doesn't know how good these new Broodlords are, if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, he probably has no idea they've been changed at all.
In go the Mutas into the main, gonna engage these cannons. The Corruptors zoning out some of the Void Rays now, but they've got to retreat. Resources lost is actually evening up a little bit, so DRG is getting good trades as this goes on. There's a Nexus gonna be canceled, killed. I think that was a kill.
It's almost crazy how much damage output these Mutas are giving you from just such a tiny amount of space. That stacking is insane.
The stacking is something incredible that allows them to get those insane trades. Like, so much damage in so little space. Volley down a Nexus again and again, and DRG may be going in again. No, he's going to try and flip towards the north, but it looks like NightMare
That's
is
where
in
the
position.
army is. Yeah, no. Bad. Get out. Run.
No, what?
Or turn around, I guess.
No. Get out of there. A Time Warp and a Psy Storm quickly shuts down DRG's thoughts of diving on that Protoss force.
Fires up +3 flyer attack. Just continues making mutas and corruptors. I don't see Greater Spire anywhere in that production tab.
No, like, we haven't seen any Zergling upgrades, no ground upgrades. He's fully committed to the skies.
He is entirely committed to winning with Erzer.
Oh, the Psy Storms on the mutas. Gosh, get out of there.
Yeah, but if they don't die, that tissue regeneration ability, they're back up to full HP really in almost no time.
That was at least a little scary, though.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But I mean, yeah, that HP is coming back. Working on +3 shields, +3 air attack, and +3 air armor here as NightMare. Good grief.
DRG's mutas are still healing. You gotta be careful, guys. That Time Warp is almost instant.
Oof.
The fact that Time Warp, except for impacts air units, is huge.
Absolutely. It's helping a lot right now.
Like, the way you look at the animation, you're like, oh, that probably just affects ground units, but nope. Resources lost, tilting back in favor of NightMare, so DRG's mutas trades haven't been the best. He moves towards the north, but NightMare seems to be responding to that in time, although then he bounces back south, so he's done a really good job of constantly reacting to this.
Yeah, neither player is really taking enough damage to where I'm worried about them. Dongragu's bank is bigger than NightMare's, which always comes into play when the game gets longer like this.
7 gateways going up for NightMare. I love to see this. A couple of Artosis pylons, though, so we'll see if he remedies that a bit. DRG's got the bigger bank as he has mined more.
Great dodge on that storm. Beautiful dodge. And all he can really do is wipe out a few cannons and kind of get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he's really been doing this whole game. 21 cannons have died.
Yeah, he did kill a Nexus.
Resources lost, though, is going more and more NightMare favored the longer this goes on. DRG is moving towards the main base. NightMare isn't in position for this one. Not quite, anyway, so the main... Oh, but DRG backs out, actually, so he's really trying to play the mind games with the Protoss. We look at the vision of the Protoss right now. He's actually got observers all over the place, and he is catching glimpses of the units. Like, DRG has been trying to outposition the Protoss this whole game. And funnily enough, the observers that are farther forward are the ones that are giving him away.
He's like, how's NightMare always in the perfect spot? Well, you might be aware of Observer. Little unit called the Observer. Yeah, it's finally working on 1-1 upgrades for his Lings, Banelings, and Ultras if he ever gets there.
He just flew by 2 observers.
We brought Overseers with him. He can see. There we go. He goes back and gets them.
Yeah, there's more observers all over the place.
Yeah, Somicron says, let's throw up a Nidus in NightMare's main base, drop some Lings in there, see what we can do.
DRG would have to build Lings for that to happen.
Truth. Doesn't really have the supply for it, but he did toss down an Ultralisk Cavern.
Yes, that's what I want to see. Like an Ultra transition against this mass carrier stuff. Against all the Stalkers and the High Templar. It's a big deal. That Nexus got shut down again. There is actually the 4 Lings attacking. It's based on the low ground that is somewhat ambitious. These carriers are a little bit exposed. In come the Mutas and Corruptors trying to zone them out.
That's another Nexus. Okay, this is starting to fall apart now. For NightMare, 2 Nexuses killed there. He doesn't have a ton of cash to constantly be rebuilding those.
Oh, he's got to be so careful with the High Templar. He gets on top of them before they drop all their storms. One goes down, but it doesn't connect perfectly. NightMare has had enough. He's going for an attack into Spinecrawler Forest.
Maybe don't walk into Spinecrawler Forest, though.
That's 2 dead Archons from all the spines, which is a lot better than... Or a lot... Yeah, it's a lot better than nothing.
Yep.
Trading no supply for supply. Yeah, he is fully. Now, DRG might not have the larva to produce everything that he needs. He's got 122 saved up, so he does.
Yep, he's got 7,000 minerals and 6,000 gas. NightMare's under 500 minerals and 900 gas here.
All of the High Templar are back at home, Psystorming these mutas into oblivion. One more storm or breath of wind will shred them, and oh, they're grouped up again. There's another.
Dude, that was
GG.
like 40.
No. Oh, DRG flew too close to the sun, and he GG's with a 7K, 6K bank as NightMare ties it up.
Dude, NightMare was on defense there for 30 minutes, 40 minutes it felt like in a 22-minute game, just constantly defending. Those observers are helping him a lot, but man, trying to stay alive, finally decides to go for it. And yeah, just enough High Templar, enough Storm. Dongregu straight up loses something like 40, 50 supply of mutas in just a few seconds there and taps out. But you're right, he had a bank.
Okay, I'm going to run and use the washroom right before we get into our final game. Take the chance to hit up the match arena, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back in just 1 second.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, and exactly right. Chat. Dongregu could have remaxed twice. I don't like it. I don't like the choice just to tap out there. I would have liked to see him actually try to play that thing out, but maybe he just wanted us to have a game 7. He's like, you know what you guys deserve is a game 7. It's Omicron. When I saw petitions to redo the final season of Game of Thrones, this is not what I expected. Yeah, I was kind of a throw. I mean, it was really an economic advantage. I mean, so do we think he should have just remaxed on mutas and gone back to the base race? I don't know. It's a good question. Whew. Well, good. After a couple faster series for sure, and the first best of 5s today, we're ending up with a 7-game best of 7, which is super awesome. So hopefully it stands up. And we're back. We're ready to get on into that thing. Let's go.
Make sure the players are ready. Go from Dongregu. Go. I wasn't sure how this series was going to go, but a best of 7 is the best outcome here. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. John Solo, happy you got his Mass Phoenix, I see.
Mass Phoenix for the win. He's right. I mean, it kept him alive, and the storm is really what won it for him. But
yeah, I don't think the Phoenix really lifted up like a single unit that game, but
no,
they did their job.
All right, hard lead, LC, bottom right. It's our Protoss. For Maturino, it's NightMare.
And in the top left, this one for all the marbles, it's Dongregu. Who's going to win this? The senior that has never won, or the young player coming in for his first event? Okay. No crazy builds from either player just yet. Standard expos.
Yeah, I mean, first minute of this game is as standard can be. No one's doing anything crazy. Game 7s are kind of traditionally that way, you know? Not too worried about doing something crazy. Playing standard, playing safe. Losing to a game 7 when you do something dumb is weird. Yeah, look at this thing. It's like got a cloaking
It's like the Thor's being constructed, but then going invisible.
Yeah.
Physics, man.
Don't give Thor's cloaking devices. That's not cool.
That would be cool. That would be the best.
Ooh.
Give Thor's back energy and give them cloak. Okay, here we see that hatchery going on up. DRG. He's had some success with aggression, but it seemed like he almost foolishly chose to die on that hill of Muta Corruptor.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard to remember. We've cast a game like that before. I don't remember who it was, but it was another Zerg insisted on going Muta Corruptor forever against a Protoss opponent. I'm having major flashbacks to
Would
it.
it have been Rogue, probably, like quite a ways back?
Yeah, it feels like a rogue thing to do, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. You've honestly got to be almost a cocky Zerg a little bit to go just Muta Corruptor. Yep. And it was almost working for DRG there. He had Spinecrawler Forest, but like he didn't have any ground units really. He had no ground unit upgrades. He didn't have that many hatcheries in other places, so a base race really wouldn't have gone his way. And then he dove in with the Mutas instead of going back to fight the army. And there was actually no High Templar with the army at that point. So if he'd gone back with the Mutas, he probably could have taken an engagement, used his huge bank to remax, and then won. Instead, he just GG'd.
Yeah, he's just like rage quit because the storms hit.
And it's like, oh, yeah, you can't really be surprised that happened when you dove on High Templar.
Right. It worked for him a couple times before, though.
Yeah.
It's just those situations where you think there's no more storms, and then there's like 3 more storms that really get you. It's a scary thing to estimate that there are no more storms remaining for a Protoss you're playing against.
Queens frantically moving about to protect their babies.
That's their job. That's what they do.
Second Oracle comes in, bit of a misrally by NightMare. Flies it over a couple of those queens. He tries to get one to bounce back towards the third. Mismicroing that, taking a couple spore shots. They both get out alive. Only 2 drone kills, though.
Yeah, I mean, better than nothing, but really not enough to shake a stick at there. Nothing that LaughNgamez is worried about. Twilight Council on the open, not a Stargate here. You might be trying to end this thing quick. It's usually what Twilight Council says to me, is resonating glaives, charge lots, maybe some Archon shenanigans.
Yeah, there's a forge, so it's got to be blink, right? That's like, it's almost always +1 blink.
Yeah. We'll see. What do we got? There's your blink. There's your +1 call.
Pardon my observing there. We have attempted Oracle harassment, but so far no major success. Stasis word being attempted. I mean, the Oracles are still alive, which is good. There's the blink. There's the +1. 4 more gates on the way, bringing him to a total of 6, which doesn't scream huge attacks, but it's actually 8, pardon me.
Hydroden gets tossed down by DongRegu.
Yeah. DRG gets supply blocked, I guess, and he makes 8 overlords, or he's just planning on freeing up supply. Notably, no Roach Warren for him, so if there's a big Blink Stalker attack in the next minute, it's just going to be a trickle of Hydras to defend.
Yeah, got Hydra and Ling available. 9 Hydras fired up now. Muscular Augment's getting tossed down too. Ling's not finding anything there at the door because of course not.
That 12 Hydra's going up. The longer NightMare dilly-dallies, the harder this is going to be.
Yeah, Lurker Den gets tossed down too. Dongrigu has some plans.
Maybe throw Stasis up on top of the ramp, but he hasn't done that. His blink is done. He's not pressuring at all, really. Now he starts, but DRG's got out 12 Hydras by now. Another 9 on the way. Over 20 Hydras. NightMare may just have to settle for taking out his space and getting out of here.
I don't know if he's gonna get. Yeah.
Okay, one
Man.
decent stasis catches a couple of the units. There's another one. Unfortunately, it does not detonate on any of those Hydras. There's another one that catches pretty much just the Broodlings. This is a better angle for the Protoss, as the Zerg reinforcements are taking a while to get in here too. If NightMare micros his heart out, maybe he can win this. He's at a bad concave, however, and he's gonna have to get out of there. Another stasis goes down. He warps in some reinforcements. He blinks forward.
Yeah, Stasis seeing those 4 Hydras really buying some time for him here. More Hydras in production.
I feel like he could force a fight over them. That wouldn't be bad.
No, wouldn't be too bad at all. But man, these Stasis wards are amazing so far.
Yeah, that's really what brings the Stalker composition together, but NightMare doesn't seem to just have the micro to pull it off. He's trading out okay, but not enough to be bullying against the Zerg.
Yeah, he's heading back home. He did get that one hatch, though, forcing Dongrigu to replace that 4th base, so he's in a good spot.
Yeah. Yeah,
I wouldn't complain about that. But Lurkers are on the way, and yeah, I guess there's a Robo-Bay coming in to try to counter that, whether it's going to be Disruptors.
Quite a delayed rebuild on that 4th base, too, so DRG's economy is not that good. The more active NightMare is, the better it'll be for him. NightMare pulling back, but in come the Lurkers, and if the Lurkers just get up on your base, it's disastrous. No AoE here.
Yeah, this base is dead. These Stalkers are not saving it. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I think NightMare just needs to retreat. Like, yeah, Stalkers against Lurkers, that is not it. Even with all these batteries he built, like, the Lurkers just deal way too much damage. He targets 1 down, but there's 4 more. Battery overcharge is popped, but there's so much damage from the Zerg force. NightMare's being pushed back. He did evacuate most of the probes.
Yeah, if you're trying to fight a Hydro Lurker army with no splash damage at all, you're just asking for pain.
Yeah, look at this, though. I mean, he's so supply blocked as well.
Yeah, Colossus eating up these Hydras, although one Colossus just straight up died.
Oh, and the other one gets targeted down. They really were what NightMare needed.
Yeah, he needed... well, he needed the range upgrade on those, and he needed them to not die.
Oh, he doesn't have any detection to see the rest of these Lurkers. There comes an Oracle. There's one Revelation. I think he's got a blink on top. No, he retreats and pulls back, blinks forward. Up in front of a bunch of Hydras. It's just too much for the Zerg player, it looks like, though. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely is here, and that's a GG Dong Ray Goo, the one true Dong, gets his first Africa World victory. Well done, man. Awesome stuff in that last game.
GG. Well played to Dong Regu. Well fought by NightMare, but in the end, the one true Dong prevails, and that wraps up Africa World number 105.
Yeah, Dong Regu's been in 6 Africa World Invitationals. He has taken 2nd place 3 times, but never taken 1st. This is his first gold. Very nice.
Yeah. Very nicely done, too. Exciting to see all these games on the new patch, the new maps. The new maps are really exciting to see. Of course, we didn't see a ton from the new patch. Like, it takes a lot of time for that to be developed, and slight unit tweaks aren't going to make players just make a beeline towards certain strategies. So we'll do more tournaments, and we'll see how this patch develops.
Yeah, for sure. We saw a lot of Mothership, which was a lot of fun. I'm curious to see what the Ghost Change does. The cheaper Ultralisks got their place in the sun here today, too. So, a bunch of changes we did see, but hopefully we'll see more as well along the road. So, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in. We will be back in roughly 2 weeks. Follow us on Twitter. to get updates or find our Discords. We also post things there. We'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day, night, or morning, wherever you are. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, thanks again to Phoenix and Samicron for your massive donations to the prize pool. Oh, and on your own for using the coupon code. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you so much, Phoenix and Samicron.
Samicron.
Bye-bye.